Hey YouTubers, Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. Behind us, a Chevy Cruze. We are going to show you the step-by-step process on how to replace your ignition coil and all 4 of your plugs. Let's get started. Step 1, we need to cut all electrical power. We are going to open up the hood and we are going to disconnect the negative cable to the battery. From here you have this little plastic case on your battery, and on the sides you have these little prongs, and they've got little hooks on them. Just carefully pull this outward and shift the battery case up and off. From here we'll grab our 10mm socket and begin loosening that nut to remove that cable. Again, 10mm socket, and you don't actually have to remove this nut completely. Just loosen it up to a point where you can pull this cable up and off. And I want to position it in a way that it's not going to hop back up and make contact with that lead during our project. From here, the spark plugs and ignition coil is under here, and this is just held on by plastic clips. Careful when you pull this off. And if you've just recently run your engine, be very careful because this will be hot. What I recommend is letting your engine sit for 3 hours minimum before you start this project, and that will allow all the parts to cool off. Next, what we need to do is disconnect this electrical connection point. I've grabbed a small flathead screwdriver. Be very, very, very careful when you remove this. You don't want to break this securing clip. So what you'll do is insert the flathead point here, just shift this back, just like that, and from here, you'll push down on this portion and shift this electrical connection point rearward and off the actual coil pack. And if it's been on here for a very long time, it may be a little tricky. Just slowly and carefully keep working at it. I'll need both hands. And as you shift this back, be very careful. This is your water outlet valve return line, goes all the way to your actual coolant reservoir. This is a very brittle fitting, so be careful as you shift this off. You don't want to harm that. That will cause a coolant leak. And again, one thing you want to do is let this engine cool off because these parts get very hot. After removing that, we will grab our T30 bit to remove those 2 screws. After that, you're just going to pull up on this actual coil pack and pull it up and out. Next thing I recommend, purchase a 5/8 magnetic spark plug socket because those plugs are deep in those plug chambers. And with this being magnetic, you'll pull it up and out. Got it on an actual extension, and we are just going to carefully remove them. Alright, out of the 4 plugs, they're all pretty dirty except for one. So they need to be replaced. They are old. With the plugs fully removed, we bought the Iridium XP, and very important note to take from this, these Iridium as well as the AC Delco OEM plugs, they are already pre-gapped. Do not insert a gap and harm that actual gap. These plugs will foul out before you even put them into the actual engine. Again, these are pre-gapped. You do not have to do anything with them. Just open them up, insert them in the magnetic socket, carefully insert them in here. Be very, very, very careful. You do not want to cross thread these plugs into those lower threads in the chambers. Now it's time to insert the new plugs. Again, the actual socket is magnetic. You will insert it and you will align it properly in the magnetic hole below. Align the thread to the socket and you will carefully insert it, and again, hand tighten it, get a good feel for that thread. Do not cross thread it. If you cannot twist this by hand super easy like this, remove it and try it again. Again, do not cross thread this. Once I get it snug with my hand, I will secure it with the actual ratchet. And I will do this for all 4 plugs. So that's pretty snug hand tight, and you do not want to over tighten it, but you want it pretty snug. And we will follow the same exact steps for the remaining 3. At this point, we can grab our new coil, and it's in a box. We purchased a brand new coil from our local AutoZone, and we will carefully pull it out. And it does not look like the new coil comes with screws, those T30s, so we'll need those old T30s, which is not a problem. And we are going to insert this carefully, and once you actually insert it and the boots make contact to the upper portions of the plugs, you will push down until it basically creates that suction on the plugs. From here, our T30s. Again, hand tighten them, get a good feel for the thread. Do not cross thread. And we'll go grab the ratchet and socket and secure it. Both T30s are secured, and from here we are just going to carefully align this electrical connection point. Slide it in place. We want to slide it all the way until we hear the click. Again, as you do it, be very careful. Don't harm this fitting on this hose. After this connection point is snug and resting firmly against the actual coil, you'll need to just slightly push down on this portion of the clip and secure that locking clip. Just like that. Next, our cover. Again, on the back side, you have little prongs here. Go ahead and align those properly and secure the rear side and then the front side to those little tabs there and there. From here, let's go ahead and re-secure our negative terminal to the battery. Might spark a little bit, and secure that 10mm nut. Next, grab your cover and align this actual clip accordingly in its slots, and this portion here will align right there. And from here, double check you're not leaving any tools behind. You do not want any tools in your engine compartment when you start the engine. From here, we'll lower the hood, secure it, start the engine, and go for a test drive. All right, as you can see, the odometer is 91,622 miles, and in the event that you are replacing your plugs or coil and you are in that ballpark, odometer-wise, you're not the only one. So with that said, we're going for a cruise. All right, YouTubers, test drive went well. No stalling, no bogging down. The engine ran very efficiently and nice, and it didn't take that long. See, a pretty friendly DIY project. From here, do us a favor, below the video you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely go to your settings, turn on your YouTube notification bell. Once you do that, every video that we upload, you will be notified. You will be able to stay up to date with us. That would be awesome. Thanks again for watching. Hope the video helped.